Good morning, students. Today we will see a new type of model, that is Turing machine. We have already studied finite state automata and push down automata. The shortcomings of finite state automata, that it was not having a memory, was removed in push down automata. But still we cannot represent the model of a machine which is like a computer. So to represent computer in terms of mathematics, in terms of a model, a new type of automata is there which we have to learn, which is called Turing machine. So let's start with what is Turing machine. A Turing machine is a machine, it is a model which represents your own computer. It is, if we say a history of it, it was introduced by Alan Turing in 1936. It is a simple mathematical model of a computer. If we want to represent a computer in terms of mathematics, in terms of different notations, the model which represents a computer is called a Turing machine. It models the complete computing capability of the computer. The complete computer can be modeled by using a Turing machine. So let's see in detail what is the definition of Turing machine. It says that a Turing machine is a finite state machine with an infinite tape and a tape head that can read or write one tape cell and move left or right. Now, just revise what I have said. It is a finite state machine. Similar to push down automata and finite state automata, it is also a finite state machine. That is, the number of states are finite. What are the changes? In finite state automata and in push down automata, there was an input tape which was of finite length, but it has got an input tape which is of infinite length. A finite state machine with an infinite tape. One difference. Second, it has a tape head which can read or write. In finite state automata and in push down automata, we can only read the input. We cannot change the input. In push down automata, for storage we used a stack. In Turing machine, there is an infinite tape in which it is having a read write head. We can read from the input and we can also write on the input tape. And the head can move either left or right. In finite state automata and in push down automata, if you remember, we were scanning the input from the left and going towards the right. In it, we can move to left also and we can move to right also, depending upon the type of move. So to recall again, a Turing machine is a finite state machine but with an infinite tape, with a head which has possibility to read and write both. So we can write on the input tape and we can read from the input tape. And after reading, the tape head can move either on the right or on the left. So this is a Turing machine. Now, it normally accepts the input string or completes its computation by entering the final or accepting states. Means on entering the final state, it accepts the input string. Now the tape which is used as an input, it can also be used for storage. Like in push down automata, we had a stack, but in this case, because it is possible to write on the tape, so the tape can be used for input also and for storage also. Now let's study Turing machine in more detail. Now as I have said that it is having an infinite tape. So input can be infinite. So what is there which makes this tape infinite? In this tape there are symbols which are called blank symbol, which is generally denoted by a B or B with a slash with it B. In different books there are different symbols. We are denoting it with B. So the tape cell is filled with input symbols. Along with input symbols, there are other cells which holds B. B denotes the blank symbol on the tape input cell. Now the tape head, the read write head, It sees the cell at one instant. At any particular time it will see only one cell, and depending upon the content of this cell and the current state, the Turing machine decide that what will be the next move, and what is to be decided in the move we will see further. Now how a next move is decided? Depending upon the state and the symbol on the tape, that is the symbol on the input tape. Remember again that it is an infinite input tape. It can hold blank also. Now let's see further what are the moves it can give. What are the moves it can give. Now see what is a move in a Turing machine. Now for a move in a Turing machine, generally what we have, that the state and the input, and it gives what will be the next state. In push down automata we have a state and an input and a stack, and we said that what will be the next state, what will be the symbol which will be pushed onto the stack. Now Turing machine is a combination of both these things. So what will happen? Depending upon the state and the input symbol, it will decide the replacement of the contents of the scanned cell. Means if the input tape was pointing to a cell which was having X, there is a possibility that X can be replaced with Y or anything. So we can write on the cell. So replacing the contents of the scanned cell. One information the move will give. Another information which the move will give is that the tape will move either to the left or to the right, because there is a possibility it can move to left also and it can move to right also. That after reading the input and for a particular state, the head has to move to left or to right. Second, what will be the next state. So three informations we are getting. One is what symbol will be written onto the tape. The tape will be moving to left or right, and what will be the next state. This is very important and you should all read it again. Now moving further. Now this figure will explain the Turing machine in much clear manner. If you can see, this is the infinite tape. These are the input symbols x1, x2 till xn. This input tape is having blank on the left hand side and blank on the right hand side. So it becomes an infinite tape. This is the finite state machine which is having number of states are finite. This head is now read and write. It can read also and it can write also. At present we are on a current state. It is reading a symbol xi. It will decide that whether it has to move on right or whether it has to move on left. Right is our right and left is our left. Left is xi minus 1 and right is xi plus 1. I am repeating, right is xi plus 1 and left is xi minus 1. So the next state will determine, the current state and the input will determine whether it has to move on right, it has to move on left, what has to be written in place of xi, and what will be the next state. So this is how we represent a Turing machine. Now moving further, how do we define it mathematically? It is defined by, as we defined before other finite state machines and push down automata, it is defined with the help of 7 tuples. Q, the set of states; sigma, the set of input symbols but which does not have any blank; lambda, which says the set of allowable tape symbols, the symbols which can come on the tape; transition function, Q0 initial state, B blank, and F set of final state. So what is this transition function? Transition function depends upon, let me be very specific, transition function says that depending upon the state and the symbol which is on the tape, this is lambda, the state and the symbol which is on the tape, what will be the next state, what will be the symbol which will come on the tape, and whether the read rate head will move to left or right. So there's the only one change, that it tells whether the tape will move to left or the tape will move to right, and something would be written onto the tape. So this is what a transition function is. To know it more clearly, let us focus on this thing, that suppose we are having a transition del q comma x. It says PYRL. What does it say? That we are on current state is q, x is the current input symbol on the tape, we move to a state which is y, x is replaced with y, X is replaced with Y. So Q changes to P, X replaced with Y, and the tape can move either to right or to left. If we write R, then the tape will move to R, right, and if we write L, the tape would move to left. Let's study it in more detail. See. Now this is the representation of the Turing machine at a particular instance, that is an instantaneous description. How do we describe an instantaneous description? Q is the current state, x1 to xn is the input. When I'm writing Q in between, it means that Q has already scanned x1 to xi minus 1. Currently, the read-write head is pointing to the symbol xi and Q is the current state. Now see if this is the transition function which is given. Del Q xi gives pyr. What does it mean? Q will change to P, xi will be replaced with Y, and read-write head will move to R. So how does we represent it within an instantaneous description? We write xi to xn, Q before xi, and Q changes to P. Just see over here, Q has changed to P. Read-write head is pointing towards right. So now read-write head is pointing, what is on right of xi is xi plus 1. So read-write head is on xi plus 1. How do we come to know? Because the state is written just before the input symbol on which read-write head is pointing. Xi is replaced with Y. See, on the left of P we have written Y, and there is no Xi because Xi is replaced with Y. So this is how the Turing machine moves. Remember, when we are moving towards right, we will move to the symbol which is on right of Xi. And when we are moving towards left, we will move to the symbol which is on left of Xi. For example, over here, Q changes to P, the same, Xi changes to Y, but over here the symbol, the read-write head moves towards left. When it moves towards left, so how do we denote that it has moved towards left? So which symbol which was on the left of Xi? It was Xi minus 1. So we'll put P before Xi minus 1. It denotes that now the current state is P. The symbol, the read-write head is pointing towards Xi minus 1. And see very clearly that xi is replaced with y. Now y comes after xi minus 1. Again the state has to travel the same state. Q already traveled to xi minus 1, but the symbol now, the tape now moved to xi minus 1. So this state will again move to xi minus 1. Now students, I know that this is a little tricky thing. I am trying to explain it, that when we move towards right, we focus on the input symbol which is on the right of the current state symbol, and when we move towards left, we focus to the input symbol which is on the
हाँ मम्मी।